Hey everyone, so today we're going to be making a PVC foam club. Okay, this episode is brought to you by the Manoa Medieval Combat Club, of which I am a part. So this order is going to be based on our guidelines for a basic club. We have other more advanced weapons that I'll do more videos on, but for today, just quick and easy, this basic club. So what you'll need is a pool noodle. This one is just shy of 3 inches, about 2 7/8 thick, or diameter. There are bigger ones and there are smaller ones. In fact, I have one. This one is 2 1/4-ish inches, but for our clubs for events and stuff, we use this one because it's bigger, so there's more padding, and so that people who just come to the events and don't come to practices are more protected from themselves and each other, really. So you'll need pool noodle, 2 7/8-ish, 3 maybe, PVC, length of PVC, tape measure, Sharpie, hacksaw, a sock, and DAP. Also, this is a yoga mat. I bought it at Ross for like 12, 13 bucks, something like that. It's a lot of good foam. And blue camp mat. Now this is more what we use, but I like the yoga mat, okay, because this is light. They're both about 1/2 inch wide, but this is like nice and light, which is good. But that also means that there's less sort of padding, so when you hit it, you can feel it a little easier than this, which is denser and heavier. But that also means when you punch, it's more absorbed into the foam. I think this is the difference between open and closed cell foam. Honestly, I'm not sure. I've seen that mentioned in other videos and how-tos online, but I'm not really sure what the difference is. So if someone can explain it to me, that'd be great. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a 24-inch blade, part of which is a 2-inch thick stabbing tip, which is going to be 2 layers of this and 2 layers of this, because that's how I like to make it, and that follows our rules. And then a 4-inch, at least a 3-inch pommel, 2 of which is going to be the foam. Okay, so I'm going to mark 22 inches on the blade, or on the PVC for the blade. Okay, and then I'm going to come down 4 inches. Or add 4 inches, so 26 inches, and then 2 inches more for 28. Okay, so that's blade, handle, pommel. Okay, and then I'm going to mark around. Okay, so the total length of this PVC is now, or where I cut it at, is going to be 28 inches total. Okay, which gives me, it's a little snug, but I think that's the standard. I hope it's the standard. So the length where I'm going to cut it is going to be 28 inches for the blade. Now you can adjust it to fit you as you need it. Okay, so this length is now at 28 inches with 26 marked for the handle and 2 inches marked for the pommel. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is cut that out of the pool noodle. So you're going to cut out 24 inches. And I like to mark around. And then just cut it with your hacksaw. It occurs to me that I don't know if I'm allowed to say pool noodle. So maybe foam insulation, if I get in trouble. I'll have to look that up and see. Okay, so your pieces are cut. Put that on, put this on, and you're pretty much done, right? I mean, okay, pretty much. So next you got to use the DAP. The way DAP works, okay, the way DAP is supposed to work is you're supposed to apply it to both sides of whatever you're trying to stick together, okay? You apply it to both sides, and then you wait 15 minutes, and it starts to dry and become a little tacky, and then you put it together. It creates a bond that is difficult to pull apart, and you're more likely going to rip your foam than you're going to be able to separate this. That's generally how it works. It will also work this way. For this, specifically for this, I don't generally like to do this, but it works in this case, is you take the DAP, drizzle it on the inside, and then you can put your pool, PVC in, and then it will eventually dry out and become tacky and hold the pool noodle in place. The problem is that takes a lot longer, so it will. I'm going to do that now and then work on the tips, or the pommel and the blade tip, and then we'll go from there. When using DAP, I like to use a nylon brush because even if you get DAP all over your brush, for the most part, generally, it kind of just pulls off, and it won't totally screw up your brush. Like the other day, I just pulled a fat wad of DAP just clean off of this and didn't lose very many. I didn't lose any, but some broke, some of the bristles. So, take your DAP, swirl it around a little bit, and I like to get it nice and you're probably going to make a mess. So when you do this, make sure you have newspaper down or something, or just work on a surface you don't particularly care about. Okay. So you take it. So one downside is now I've got the side that has all the DAP on it also has DAP all over here, and I don't want it all in my hands. So I'm going to run it through this side and kind of swirl it around. So kind of twist it as you go. That'll spread the DAP all around. So like that, I'm going to pull out, and I'm going to put it in from this side. Okay. I want the nice flat side on the same side my hand goes. And basically that'll just sit for however long. It's humid today, so it might take a little longer than normal. I don't know how long this takes to set like this, but best guess, give it a few hours. So now we're going to work on the tip. So what I'm going to do for that is first, I'm going to take my camp mat and the pool noodle, put it right flat on there like that. Scissors is another thing I forgot to mention as part of this build. I'm going to have to do a list. Draw one nice circle, and then another nice circle. Put that to the side for a second, because I'm going to also do it to this. Scissors. and got these cut out. Now, one note for myself is that don't leave the DAP open when you're not actively using it, just because it reacts with the air, and then if you leave it open, it'll dry out. So I'm going to take this, put some DAP. Okay. And then we close the DAP. You don't have to close it super tight, because I'm going to still use it more. I just want to limit the exposure to the air. So now I set a timer for 14 minutes. 14 is fine. 15, 13. Give it an amount of time. Actually, maybe longer is better. Okay, so I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes, let this dry, work on some other stuff, and then come back and put them together.